Hi, friends. This is the math lesson for second grade. This is Unit 4, Lesson 4. And you actually do not need your math book today. You need a pencil and a paper or a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker and eraser. We don't have any workbook pages to do. We're just going to do some practice problems today. So you do not have to write down these word problems. You can just look at mine, but you're going to be solving the work on your whiteboard or your paper. All right, here we go. So number 1 says there were 100 puddles on the playground. 27 of them dry up. How many puddles are left on the playground? So as a reminder, this little word left, our left, that phrase tells us that we are going to be subtracting. So we are still only using that drawing method that we learned about yesterday. So this one is very similar to all the problems that we did yesterday. So let's start by writing 100 minus 27 equals box. So go ahead and write that on your whiteboard or your paper, whatever you're working on. Now, remember that in the drawing method, when you're subtracting, you start by only making the first number. Okay, that's the total, the biggest number that you have. And then you're going to take away the second number. So if I was doing this in base 10 blocks, I would start with my 100, but I know that I have to take away some tens and some ones. So I would exchange my 100 for the 10 tens. Squick those right there. And I also know that I need to take away some ones. So I would exchange one of my tens for 10 ones. Now remember, I did not change it from 100. I just exchanged what I had and made it look a little bit different. But if I were to count these up, I would still have 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, and 100. Now I can go ahead and take away my 27. So I would take away 7 ones, and I would take away 2 sticks, and I'm left with 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73. So that is what I think that I'm going to end up getting. So now let's solve it on paper. So go ahead and get ready to solve this either on your whiteboard or on the paper in front of you. So I'm going to start by just drawing my hundreds box. Now I know that I need to subtract some tens and some ones, so I'm going to do an exchange for my hundreds box, and I'm going to draw 10 sticks, right? Okay, now I know I need to do subtract some ones, so I'm going to exchange, put my X through it, 1 10 stick for 10 ones. So go ahead and draw that now. Now I'm ready to subtract my 27. So I can cross off 7 ones, and I can cross off 2 tens. So I'm left with 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, just as we expected. So we would have 73 puddles. So yesterday and that problem that we just did, all were subtracting from 100. But what happens if you're not subtracting from 100? Well, let's take a look. Here's our next story problem. It says Julia grows 56 roses. She gives 29 of them to her friends. How many roses does Julia have left? So I see this have left. I know that I'm going to be subtracting. And so I know my biggest number goes first. So I'm going to write my subtraction equation. 56 minus 29 equals box. Now, I don't have 100 here, but what did I tell you about subtraction in the drawing method? You always start by drawing the biggest number, and then you take away the smaller number. So let's see what happens. Let's do that with our base 10 blocks first, and then we'll draw it on the paper. Now, remember, you can always go on Canvas, and you can go to that manipulatives page, and you can use the sticks and circles or cubes as a help for you. So I'm starting with 56. Now I have to take away 29. Well, I know that I only have 6 ones. I need some more ones, right? When I did my problem with 100, I exchanged a 10 for some 10 ones. Do you think I could do that here? Let's see what happens. If I take one of my 10s and exchange it for 10 new ones. Let's see what happens. Wow, I have so many ones now. Now, do you think I could take away 9? Of course, there's a ton there. So I would take 9 ones away. I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now I have to take away the 2 10s from my 29. So here's 1, here's 2. So I'm left with 10, 20, 25, 26, 27. Now, how do I know if my answer is right? Well, we know that if we had a problem that looked like this, whoops, if we had a problem that looked like this, now we all know the answer is 4, but if I wanted to make sure I was correct, if I add my 2 partners, I'm going to get my total, right? 6 plus 4 is 10. So same thing works with these bigger numbers. If I have 29 and 27 and I add them up, I will get 56 if my answer is right. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. So 29 plus 27. I'm hoping to get 56, and then we can see if the method we did was correct. So if you remember back from Unit 2, 9 plus 7 is 16. A new group up there. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 more is 5. So our subtracting with our base 10 blocks was correct. So let's see how it works on paper. So I'm going to start by drawing 56. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 ones. Now remember, keep it organized and keep it big enough so you can read it. Now I'm going to cross off 9 ones. I only have 6. So remember what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of my 10 sticks and I'm going to exchange it. So you have to do two very important steps here. Step 1, put an X through your 10 stick. That means you are exchanging it. That's why I like to use an X. And now I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just changing the way it looks. I'm going to add 10 extra circles to my drawing. So I just took this 10 and I chopped it all up into 10 individual ones. Now I can cross off my 9 ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, I'm not done. Now I have to cross off 2 10s. Does this one count because it's already crossed off? No way. You have to, this was an exchange. This is a separate business deal for these ones. We still need to take away our 2 10s. So I'm going to put a slash through 1 10 and a slash through 2 10s. So now I have what is left is going to be my answer. Remember, we already know the answer is 27. Let's see if we got it here too. 10, 20, 25, 26, and 27. So not much different when you start from 100 or when you start from 56. You draw the first number and then you start to cross things out. Sometimes you have to exchange, sometimes you don't. All right, let's take a break from word problems, and now we're just going to do some practice problems. I have 4 problems for us to practice. If you would like to pause the video and do these on your own, you are more than welcome to. But actually, I don't want you doing these on your own quite yet. You can do the bottom 2 on your own, but I want you to stay with me for the first 2. So again, I'm drawing 56 to start. And I'm going to take away 24, okay? So first I ask myself, do I have 10s to take away? Do I have 1s to take away? Well, I see some 1s. 4 is less. Can I just take them away? Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I did my 4 1s. What about my 2 10s? Can I take those away? 1, 2. I didn't have to do any exchanging, right? Let's see what kind of answer we get. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. Now let's see if that's correct. Remember how we see if it's correct? We take our answer and we add it to our other partner and we hope that we get this final total. So I'm just going to do it right here. You can do it somewhere on your whiteboard or your paper. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 56. So you don't always have to exchange. You don't always have to exchange. If the ones that you are subtracting are less than the ones that you have that you're starting with or that you have, you don't have to exchange. So you always want to double check to see if you can do it before you actually start exchanging. All right, let's move on to this one. So I'm going to draw 81. There's my 80 and my 1. Now I need to take away 39. Well, I'm going to start with my 1s. Do I have 9 1s to take away? No, I do not. So I need to exchange one of my 10s. So I'm going to put an X through it. That means I'm exchanging it. And I'm going to give it 10 1s instead. Remember, I'm taking this 10 stick and I'm chopping it up into individual pieces to give me 10 1s. Now I can take away my 9 1s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so I've done that one. Now I need to take away 3 10s, excuse me. Remember, this guy's already a done deal. We don't need him. He's already gone because we turned him into 1. So I'm going to cross off 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's see what I have left. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41. Now, if you want to double check your answer, always, oops, I have the wrong answer. I forgot to count one of these guys. But let's see what happens when you go and check your answer, what it looks like. So I take 41 and I add it to 39. 1 plus 9 is 10 with a new group. 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 80. I know that these two numbers are supposed to match, and they don't. So either check your adding right here, make sure you added it correctly, or check this part, your drawing. I know that I forgot to count one of my circles. So I know right here that my 41 is wrong, that it's actually 42. So let's get rid of that guy. And now I can add 42 plus 39. 2 plus 9 is 11. and a new group is 81. There we go. Okay? So if you would like to try the bottom two on your own, go ahead. Be careful. There might be one that you don't have to exchange, or there might be one that you do have to exchange. So pause the video if you'd like to do those on your own. All right, so 76. I'm going to start like I always do. I'm going to draw 76, and I want to cross out 8 ones. 48, 8 ones. Well, I only have 6 ones, so I know I need to exchange for 10 ones. Whenever you cross out a 10 stick, you always get your 10, okay? And it gets added to whatever you have right here. So now I have so many ones, right? I can cross off my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I can cross off my 4 tens, don't forget. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can see what I'm left with. 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. I counted carefully this time. If you want to check your answer, you know what to do. 48 plus 28. 8 plus 8 is 16. New group. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 2 more is 7. And there she is, right there. All right, last problem of the recorded lesson. We're going to do some more practicing during our math groups today. So I have 67. I'm going to see if I can subtract these 3 ones. If I can, great. If I can't, you know what to do. So 3, woo, I have more than 3, so I can cross them off. Now I need to subtract my 2 ones. So here's 1 10 and 2 10s crossed off. And now I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. If I want to check my answer, I can easily do that by adding. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 2 plus 4 equals 6. And there we go. So it is very super duper important to make sure that you double check to see if you can subtract without doing any exchanging. It's way faster to do it without exchanging than it is with exchanging. Sometimes you have to, but if you don't, you're just going to make more work for yourself if you exchange when you don't have to. All right, friends, great job. We'll see you later.